Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a king and queen. The king was very kind and generous and was loved by all.
My dear queen, I can't wait to see our child.
Neither can I, my dear.
Months passed by. One day, when the snow lay thick and white on the ground, the queen sat by her palace window. As she wove, she pricked her finger, and a drop of blood fell onto the snow gathered on the windowsill.
Ouch!
The queen looked at the red drops on the white snow and at the ebony black frame of the window.
I wish that my child will have skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
Months passed by, and a little daughter was born to her, with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
My darling, look at our beautiful daughter.
Yes, she is really beautiful. This is the happiest moment in my life.
Since she is white as snow, we will call her Snow White.
It's the perfect name, my dear little princess. I will give you all the comforts in this world and make you the happiest little girl in the world.
The king and the queen were happy, but a few days after Snow White's birth, the queen died.
Oh dear, how am I going to bring up this child?
The sad king spent a year alone, but later decided to marry again. So the king, Snow White's father, married again. The new queen was very beautiful, but so vain and haughty that she could not bear the thought that anyone could be more beautiful than her. Now, the queen had a magic mirror that could talk and would answer truthfully any question that it was asked. So the vain queen would look into the mirror and ask it whether she was the fairest in the land.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
And the mirror would reply,
You are the fairest, my queen.
I'm happy.
The maid enters the room.
What is it?
The king is waiting to see you.
You may go. I will come.
The queen meets the king.
My dear, meet my little princess, Snow White.
My dear daughter, you look so beautiful. Snow White, a perfect name.
The queen spent her days happily. Meanwhile, Snow White was growing up, and the older she grew, the prettier she became, so that by the time she was 7 years old, she was far more beautiful than the queen.
How does this pendant look on me?
Perfect. You really look gorgeous, Your Majesty.
I know I'm the fairest, but still, let me ask the mirror again.
Queen, as always, asked her magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's fairest of them all?
This time, the mirror gave a different answer.
You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But little Snow White still 1,000 times fairer than you.
No! I hate! I hate someone else being the fairest, even if it is my own daughter. I still hate the thought that someone is more beautiful than me.
The queen began hating Snow White. Her jealousy and anger grew.
With every passing day, she is becoming prettier. I am unable to bear Snow White's beauty any longer. I will somehow get rid of her once and for all.
Her envy and hate grew higher and higher in her heart like a weed, so that she had no peace day or night.
I can't bear it anymore. I have to somehow get rid of the Snow White. I will plan.
The queen thought of a plan, and when she was satisfied with it, she summoned her henchmen.
Your Majesty, I'm waiting for your orders.
Listen, this is a secret. Do not breathe a word of it to anyone. Take the child Snow White into the forest on the pretext of picking some wildflowers. When you are deep into the forest, kill her and bring back her heart and her tongue as proof that she is dead.
But she's a princess.
How dare you speak to me like this? Do as I say. If you fail, you know what will be your reward.
With a heavy heart, the henchman took the little girl into the forest.
Where are we going?
Princess, we are going to collect some rare flowers deep in the forest. You will see for yourself how beautiful the flowers are.
Deep in the woods? I'd love to go.
Snow White enjoyed the new surrounding.
Lovely flowers. Let me collect some so that I can make a beautiful bouquet.
In the meantime, the servant prepared himself to kill her.
Shall we go?
But when the henchman pulled out a big sharp knife, Snow White began to tremble in fear.
Dear henchman, please do not kill me. Leave me, please.
I cannot kill you. Please forgive me.
Why do you want to kill me? Who has ordered you to kill me?
The queen. She has sent me to kill you. But I cannot. You run away. Run into the forest. Do not ever come back to the kingdom. I will somehow tackle the queen.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Run. Run deep in the woods. Do not come back.
Snow White ran through the trees deep into the forest.
The wild animals will soon devour her anyway. I'm glad I didn't have to kill her. But now I have to search for the proof. A heart and a tongue? I think I will take an animal's heart and tongue as proof.
The servant looked around and walked in search of an animal. After a while, he found a wild boar sleeping. Slowly, he tiptoed to the boar and with one stroke killed it and walked back with its heart and tongue.
Your Majesty, your henchman is standing outside, waiting for your permission to enter.
Let him in.
Your Majesty?
So, have you killed the girl? Is this heart and tongue proof?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm really happy. Take this. This is a reward for carrying out my orders. You may go now.
The henchman left.
Without a doubt, I am once again the fairest of them all.
Meanwhile, Snow White ran through the forest, deeper and deeper till she could run no more. Snow White was now all alone in the great forest. She was terribly afraid and began to run again. Finally, the sun began to set and it turned dark. She thought she could feel fearful eyes watching her, and she heard strange sounds and rustling that made her heart thump. At last, overcome by tiredness, she fell asleep under a tree. At last, at dawn, the forest awoke to the song of the birds, and Snow White too awoke.
Where am I? Oh, I remember.
The whole world was stirring to life, and the little girl was glad to see how silly her fears had been. However, the thick trees were like a wall around her.
There is no point in simply sitting here. Let me find the path to cross this forest.
She tried to find out where she was. She came upon a path. She walked along it, hoping to reach somewhere. She walked on till she came to a clearing. Snow White's face brightened when she saw a little cottage in the clearing.
A cottage? Tiny cottage in the woods. It's surprising.
The cottage had a tiny door, tiny windows, and a tiny chimney pot. Everything about the cottage was much tinier than it ought to be. The cottage actually belonged to 7 dwarfs who would dig for ore all day in the mountains and come back to their cottage at night.
I wonder who lives here. Thank you, God. Let me check if it's empty.
Snow White walked to the cottage and knocked, but no one answered. She knocked again.
Is there anyone home? Hello? Anybody in?
Snow White waited for an answer. Tired and afraid of staying out in the forest, she pushed open the door and went in and looked around.
The door is not locked. This place looks so dirty and everything is so tiny. It looks as if it's been made for children.
A table with 7 little chairs around it was laid, with 7 little bowls and 7 little plates, and knives and spoons and forks. Against the wall were 7 little beds, each covered with white sheets.
Tiny plates, tiny spoons, tiny bowls, tiny glasses, and tiny beds. There must be 7 of them. And the plates are filled with bread. The cups are filled with soup. The bowls have porridge. I'm very hungry and thirsty. Let me eat and drink a little from each bowl.
Snow White ate a spoonful of porridge from each bowl, a morsel of bread from each plate, and drank a sip of soup from each glass, because she did not want to eat up all the food from one plate.
Now I feel better. Let me clean and tidy this place. First I will dust, then I will wash, and then sweep the floor.
After finishing all her chores, Snow White looked around and was satisfied.
I'm so tired now. Let me take a small nap on one of the beds.
She lay down on one of the beds for a nap, but it was too hard. She tried another. It was too soft. The third too short. The fourth too long. But the 7th was just right. Snow White curled up in the 7th bed and fell fast asleep.
Oh, it's time. Well, get in line and let's go to our cottage.
Let's go to our cottage.
As it became dark, the dwarfs returned. As they reached the cottage, they were shocked. All the dwarfs hid behind the trees and slowly peeped out.
The door is open. Somebody must be in here.
Who could it be? Maybe it's a witch or a monster.
Or a demon.
Oh, let's go in and see.
Yeah, you go in.
No, you go first. Shh. Do not make noise. Let's go together.
When they entered the cottage, they were shocked to see that everything was not as they had left it.
Someone has been here. The place looks neat and tidy.
The vessels have been washed.
The floors have been swept.
Someone has nibbled my bread. Someone has tasted my porridge.
Someone has sipped my soup.
Someone has used my fork.
Someone has my spoon. Someone has slept in my bed.
And someone is sleeping in my bed.
The seven dwarfs slowly circled the bed and stared at Snow White.
Oh, it's not a demon or a monster, but a girl. A beautiful girl. She is so beautiful.
Who she might be.
Let's wake her up and find out.
No, we will ask her when she wakes up in the morning.
Shh! Let's not wake her up. Come, we will leave this place.
They tiptoed away and let her sleep.
Hey, wake up, friends. It's morning. We need to find out who she is.
When morning came, Snow White awoke and seeing the seven dwarfs jumped out of bed with a fright. Dwarfs too jumped in fear.
I'm sorry I frightened you. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. We will help you.
Thank you, but I...
Tell us, how did you find this cottage and why are you here?
My name is Snow White.
And she told them her sad story. How she was the Princess Snow White. How her stepmother had tried to kill her. And how the servant had let her go to run into the forest. And how she could never go back home again.
That's really sad.
The dwarfs felt sorry for the pretty little princess. All the dwarfs gathered in a circle and discussed.
We have come to a conclusion. We have a suggestion. If you agree, then we will all be delighted and you need not go back to your palace or anywhere.
What is it?
Will you look after our house, wash and clean, sew and cook for us? If you stay with us, we shall keep you safe and look after you.
Oh yes, I agree with all my heart.
Oh, that's good. We ought to celebrate this. We have a grand feast tonight. Now, let us leave for work. Goodbye, sweet princess. We will see you in the evening. Beware of your stepmother. She will soon know that you are here. Be sure to let no one come in.
Goodbye, my little friends.
Snow White did her chores and took a small nap in the afternoon.
Oh, hope I haven't slept too long. It's time to prepare dinner.
The dwarfs returned in the evening after their day's work.
Nice aroma. Yes, I think a special soup is getting ready for our dinner.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Your dinner is ready.
Dear princess, we're going to have a hot and nice dinner after a long time.
Hope so.
Oh, stop talking and we can have our dinner. I am feeling very hungry.
First wash your hands and feet.
Why wash our hands?
Our feet? Oh, we don't do that.
First, show me your hands. You show me. Dirty, very dirty. Now, you show me. More dirty than I thought. First, wash your hands, then only we will get your dinner.
The dwarfs, with half heart, went out and washed their hands.
And look at our hands!
Oh, how nice. Now it's clean. Let's have our dinner.
What delicious soup this is! Little princess, it's been so long since we've had a hot and steaming dinner.
So she began living with the 7 dwarfs in their cottage in the forest. Every morning, the dwarfs would leave for their work in the mountains.
Goodbye, and be careful.
Goodbye.
She would wash and clean and tidy the cottage all day and have their dinner ready, hot and steaming for them when they returned in the evening. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs were happy and content. In the palace, the queen, believing of course that Snow White was dead and that she was again the most beautiful lady in the land, went to her mirror and said,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But little Snow White still 1,000 times fairer than you. In a cottage with the 7 dwarfs, she lives amidst the forest green.
No! Snow White is still alive? How can this be possible? That means my servant deceived me, for I know you always speak truth. Now there is no point in relying on anyone else. I will have to take care of this myself. I cannot bear the thought of someone being more beautiful than me.
She thought for a long time and came to a conclusion.
I think this plan seems to be good. Let me try it out tomorrow.
The next day, the queen entered her lab. Now, this lab exclusively belonged to the queen. She used the lab for her black magic. She disguised herself as a poor old hawker.
I'm all set for the journey. No one can recognize me. I will finish her off myself.
She walked to the forest and to the cottage of the 7 dwarfs, where Snow White was busy with her daily chores. the queen knocked at the door of the cottage and called,
Ribbons! Beautiful ribbons for sale!
Wonder who is selling ribbons in the forest.
Snow White peeped out of the window and did not recognize her stepmother. The stepmother, seeing Snow White, held up a pair of colorful ribbons and a dress and called out to her.
I might as well let this harmless old woman in.
Come, dear. Let me lace these up for you.
What a beautiful dress! Let me try it on.
Snow White opened the door and let her in. The stepmother, pretending to tie up the lace, laced them so tightly that Snow White lost her breath and fell to the floor as though dead.
I am the most beautiful woman. Bye, dear.
What happened to her? We have to do something.
They raised her up and saw that the dress was laced too tightly.
Bring me a knife.
A knife was brought and he quickly cut the laces. Snow White opened her eyes and sat up.
What happened? From where did you get this dress?
An old lady came here selling ribbons and laces.
I guess that old woman was none other than your stepmother, the queen. Oh! Don't let her in again.
Take care and let no one come in when we are not with you.
Don't let her in again.
Okay, as you say.
Meanwhile, the queen reached the palace, ran up to her room, stood before her magic mirror and asked,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
You, my queen, are fair, it is true, but little Snow White still 1,000 times fairer than you. In a cottage with the 7 dwarfs, she lives amidst the forest green.
No! No! How can this be? Where did I go wrong? This time, I will definitely kill her.
She was so horrified that the blood all ran to her heart, because she knew that Snow White had come back to life. Then for an entire day and a night, she planned how she might catch her.
The next day,
Today, I will come up with a plan to kill Snow White.
the queen entered her lab and prepared a poisonous liquid. She applied the liquid on a comb.
This poisonous comb will definitely kill her. Let me disguise myself now.
And disguised herself as a poor old hawker selling combs.
Be careful. Do not open the door for anyone. We will be back in the evening. Lock the door and stay inside.
Yes, lock the door and stay inside.
I will, dear. Goodbye.
She walked to the forest and to the cottage of the 7 dwarfs.
Who is it?
I'm here to sell combs. Combs for sale.
Snow White peeped out of the window.
I can't let you in.
But my dear, there's no need to open the door. Look at these pretty combs. You will definitely like them. Look for yourself. This one's very beautiful. Come, let me comb your hair for you.
Surely there can be no harm in buying a comb.
Snow White opened the door and let her in.
The queen put the comb through her hair. As soon as the comb touched her hair, Snow White fell to the floor as though dead.
This time I have succeeded. Oh, beautiful maiden, you are done for at last.
The queen left her lying there and ran back to her palace. That evening, when the dwarfs came home, they found Snow White lying as though dead on the floor.
The door is open.
I'm afraid something bad has happened to our princess.
What is it this time?
Search!
Oh no! A comb! Poisonous comb!
The moment the comb was removed, Snow White opened her eyes.
Now, who was it?
An old lady came here selling combs.
Snow White narrated the whole incident.
Again, that old woman was your stepmother. Next time, don't let her in.
Yes, don't let her in again.
Again, after reaching the palace, the queen ran up to her room and stood before the magic mirror as before and asked,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But little Snow White still 1,000 times fairer than you. In a cottage with the 7 dwarfs, she lives amidst the forest green.
Queen stamped her foot in anger.
It can't be! I have failed again! This time my plan has to work. I must kill her. Snow White must die, even if it costs me my life. Yes, this will work out.
The queen entered her lab and picked a book from a rack. She ran her finger through the lines.
deadly apple. Yes, this is the one I am looking for.
The queen took a rosy apple. She prepared a magic potion with great care.
Let me dip the apple in the potion so that the entire apple was poisoned except for the core.
The queen dipped the apple and kept it aside.
Snow White, my dear little princess, I will come tomorrow to see you.
Then the next morning, disguising herself once more as an old hawker selling apples, she found her way to the cottage of the Seven Dwarfs.
Remember, do not open the door. Goodbye. At any cost, do not open the door or even talk to strangers.
My dear poor child, you will never see the rising sun again in your life. This will be your last day.
He went and knocked upon the door.
Who is that?
It's me, an apple seller.
No, I cannot let you in.
I have some lovely apples.
I don't want any apples. I'm not supposed to open the door.
This is really a rare apple. See, I will give you one. Give it a try.
My friends had told me not to open the doors.
If you don't want to, I can't force you. I'm selling these apples and I'll give you one to taste.
I wish I could eat an apple, but I really can't, as my friends have warned me not to even talk to any strangers.
What they said is correct. But do believe me, I will do no harm. If you don't believe, I will eat the core and you can eat the rosy cheeks.
I think there's no harm in buying the apple if she eats the core.
The queen took out the poisoned apple, polished it, and cutting it up, ate the core, which was not poisoned.
Look, I'm fine. Now you can have the rest of the apple.
Snow White, seeing that she came to no harm, and tempted by the apple, took a bite of the piece, and at once fell to the floor as though dead.
Ha ha ha! This time I'm sure my plan has worked. Snow White, white as snow, red as blood, black as ebony. This time the dwarfs cannot awaken you.
That evening, when the dwarfs came home,
The doors are open. We warned her many times not to open the door.
the dwarfs entered, and they found Snow White lying on the floor as though dead.
She's unconscious again. We told her so many times to be careful. But see what has happened. Look for anything that might have caused this. I cannot find anything.
The dwarfs tried their best, but could not revive her, as they did not know what had made her unconscious. And that evening, when the queen stood before the magic mirror,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
and the mirror replied,
You are the fairest, my queen.
Ha ha ha! I am the fairest of all! I am the fairest of all! Now I'll have some peace, because once again I I'm the most beautiful woman in the land. Snow White will remain dead this time.
So her envious heart had peace at least. As much peace as an envious heart can have. The dwarfs, meanwhile, wept and wept over Snow White for 3 whole days.
I cannot bear this loss. She looks so pretty, even in death. I don't have the heart to bury her.
Let's build a casket of glass and place her in it, and set the casket upon a ledge of rock in the forest. Yes, but we need to guard the casket. We will take turns.
She's not. Her cheeks are still rosy. I will find a way to bring her back. Is it possible? Now that I have seen her, I cannot live without her. I will take good care of her as long as I live.
By the time, as usual in the evening, the rest of the dwarfs came to see Snow White.
Hey, who is he? He is a prince. He wants to take our little princess with him. He is in love with her. He says he will find a way to bring her back to life and he wants to marry her. Yes, please allow me to take her. I really love her.
The dwarfs discussed among themselves. The dwarfs knew that the prince was really in love, so they agreed.
We agree. You can take her.
Thank you. I will ask my attendants to carry her.
The prince ordered the casket to be carried away by his attendants. But the men carrying the casket stumbled and jolted the casket. The piece of poisoned apple in Snow White's mouth fell out, and Snow White sighed and opened her eyes. The prince saw her.
Stop! Put down the casket. Put it down slowly. Open the casket, quick.
The attendants opened the casket. Snow White slowly sat up. The prince and the dwarfs were overjoyed.
Look! Our princess is alive! Ho, 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 ho. Thank God we got our princess back! She is alive!
What happened? Where are you taking me? I don't remember anything that happened after I had a bite of an apple given to me by an old woman. By the way, who is he?
I will tell you. He's a prince and he wants to marry you.
My sweet princess, will you marry me?
And soon it was agreed that the prince would marry Snow White.
let's go to our kingdom and make grand arrangements. I invite all of you to share our joy and bless us.
We will come.
All the dwarfs, the prince and Snow White left to the prince's kingdom.
Hand over these invitations to all our neighboring kingdoms and friends.
A great wedding was arranged, for which everyone from far and wide was invited. Snow White's stepmother also received the invitation.
I'm leaving for the wedding.
Just before she left for the wedding, dressed in her finest clothes, she stepped before the mirror and asked,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
This time, the mirror gave a different answer.
You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But the prince's bride is fairer than you.
Who is the bride? I have to see her!
The moment she saw the bride in the mirror, she was taken aback.
Oh no! She is none other than Snow White!
The furious queen left at once for the wedding to see Snow White. The queen entered the marriage hall, and at the same time Snow White too saw her and recognized her.
Oh no, she's come here too.
Dear, why are you scared? Who is she?
She is my stepmother.
The cruel one. She has to be punished. Bring me a pair of red-hot iron shoes.
A pair of iron shoes was put on the fire till they glowed red. They were brought and set down before her, and these she was forced to put them on.
No, I will not! Leave me! Leave me, I say!
The queen tried hard to get away, but the prince's attendants forced her to put on the shoes. Her feet were terribly burned, and she could not stop hopping until she danced herself to death. The moment the queen died, her magic mirror shattered into pieces, and her lamp crumbled into rubble. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after.
All that the fisherman had to do was take it to the market and sell it. Big fish were in great demand. He was soon rolling in money. He bought a cottage near the sea with a garden around it and engaged a servant to cook for him. One day, when he was at home, he heard an announcement from the king's men.
Our king has news of a great bird called Kaha. Whoever can give information about this bird and help catch it will be rewarded with half the gold in the royal treasury and half the kingdom.
The fisherman was sorely tempted by the reward.